Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you enjoy my reading, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That way you will be notified when I upload new readings. Now today I will be doing a general monthly reading for each of the astrological signs for the month of November 2017. I'd like to remind you, though, that as the reading focuses on general energies surrounding us for the month of November, the messages may or may not resonate with you. For a more personalized reading that focuses specifically on you, please contact me at the email listed in the description box and the About section of this channel, changingphasestarot@gmail.com. You can also find pricing for readings and more information about what types of readings that I offer on my website, and that is changingphasestarot.weebly.com. You can also join me on my Facebook page, Changing Phases Tarot Readings, right? And that way we can sort of exchange messages if there's anything, any questions you might have, or any specific comments or questions related to the readings that I post. We can do that there. Now, for the monthly reading, I will be doing a 10-card Celtic cross spread, plus one additional card from the bottom of the deck. That will be for the overall energy of the month, using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. Then I pull one additional guidance card from the Soulful Woman Guidance card deck, right? That's an oracle card deck. And one card from the Soul's Journey Oracle card deck by James Van Praagh just to complement our reading. So I'm wishing you all a very wonderful month of November, right? Hoping that it sends many wonderful things your way, especially, spending more time with friends and family for Thanksgiving at the end of the month. And I will see you in 1 minute for your reading. Hi Capricorn, how are you? Hopefully you're having a wonderful month. So we are going to get started here with your monthly reading for the month of November 2017. I have already been meditating and shuffling off camera, but let's shuffle a few more times. What does Capricorn need to know for the month of November 2017? Please give me the messages for Capricorn for the month of November 2017. What does Capricorn need to know? What are the messages for Capricorn for the month of November 2017? Okay. Divide the deck. All right, Capricorn, here we go. So we have at the center of the reading, High Priestess, Major Arcana, number 2. Crossing, the Major Arcana, we have another Major Arcana, number 15, the Devil. At the root of our reading, the foundation, we have the 5 of Pentacles. In the past position, we have the Hanged Man, another Major Arcana, number 12. 7 of Wands is our crowning energy. In the future position, we have the 6 of Swords. You in the reading appears the Queen of Wands. Surrounding you in your environment is Major Arcana number 14, Temperance. Wow. Your hopes and fears, Major Arcana number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. And the outbound energy, Major Arcana number 8, Strength. And at the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the month is the King of Wands. So before I even shuffle the other cards, let me just say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 10 cards are major arcana. So this is a month, this is going to be a powerful month for you, Capricorn, okay? And I'm loving this because I'm also a Capricorn, so let's see how this plays out. Let me just pull our additional card here. So this is from the Soul's Journey deck by James Van Praagh. So Spirit, what additional message? Sorry, didn't even get to shuffle that. What additional message does Capricorn need to know for the month of November? Please give us one additional message for Capricorn. Capricorn for the month of November. What does Capricorn need to know? One additional message for Capricorn for the month of November. Okay, divide the deck into 3. And we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I love that. And our additional card from the Soulful Woman deck. Spirit, please give us one additional message for the Earth sign Capricorn for the month. There's a bunch of cards, sorry. For the month of November 2017. Spirit, what does Capricorn need to know? One additional message for the Earth sign Capricorn for November 2017. What does Capricorn need to know? Please show us one additional message for Cap. Ooh, that's beautiful. I don't think I've gotten her before. It's number 23, Infinite Self. It says, my infinite self dwells in the sweetness of this very moment. I love that. Okay, well, I'm excited. Let me set the cards up here, Capricorn, and I will be right back to get into our reading. Give me 1 second. All right, Capricorn, so let's get started. Like I said, one powerful month coming up, so buckle your seatbelts, I think. We have at the center of our reading the High Priestess. So this is a card, she's major arcana, so powerful energy, and she is somebody who, she uses her intuition more than anything to help guide her. So she does represent sort of the unconscious, the divine realms, the hidden realms, mystery, intuition, and you can see that she stands, right? She has the crystal right here, representing vision, the intuitive sort of insight, and she's standing on top of this crescent moon. So again, more intuition, more intuitive energy here. She's engulfed by butterflies, and we know that butterflies are all about renewal, right? They are about rebirth, renewal, also eternal life. So she's kind of she's that very powerful psychic force, the unseen energy, unseen wisdom, knowledge, kind of, and she brings, when she appears, she does bring this sense of calm to our lives. So she comes in to help us, really find our path or figure, certain situations out, but by tapping into our intuition, right? And trusting in our intuition, which is interesting. The cards that came up over here, we have, the infinite self encircled by the butterflies, right? And then trusting in our inner voice. So there's a lot to do with intuition this month. With the moon there, I would say pay attention to the cycles of the moon during the month of November, and pay attention to what is going on in your life around those days. I believe that the full moon is coming up on November 4th, I want to say, and then the new moon, I believe it's in the third week, around the I don't want to say the wrong date here, 17th to 19th, somewhere around there. So pay attention to those dates, and what might be going on in your life around there. So definitely, tap into your intuition, and your intuition is going to be very powerful, and is really going to help you during this month of November, Capricorn. What you have crossing you, so in the obstacle position, is another major arcana, the Devil, 15. Now, this is a card that is it's very linked to, like, it's more to do with our fears, right? Instead of something real. It's kind of like those fears that we sometimes put in our minds, or the obstacles that we set up, but based on our fears. So it's a lot of, ties to kind of feelings of hopelessness, right? Feelings of being tied to something. And usually it's something that's not that great, right? Something that is unhealthy for us, or this could be an unhealthy situation. This could be, one of those toxic relationships. Maybe you're in a toxic relationship, and feel, no matter how hard you try, you feel like you're sort of, you're bound to that relationship. It could also be unhealthy practices in our lives, right? So this could be the overindulging, so the eating too much, the drinking too much, the whatever unhealthy habit you might have in your life, right? It's that tie to that. But just know that this tie, or this, it is all to do with our fears, and it's really only our fears. I apologize, there's somebody cutting the grass outside, so if it's very noisy, that's why. Hopefully they will stop in a second. But it's a being, it's a fear-based energy, right? And it's not real. We can cut those ties. We can just stop whatever we're doing. We can walk away from, we have the walking away card here, from whatever this is. So, it's an obstacle, but it just tells us to tap into our intuition. Intuitively, we know what we need to do. We know what the best path is. We just need to quiet our mind, right? Let go of all this fear energy here, and trust in our intuition, okay, with whatever we're dealing with. And we'll see a little bit more about what we're dealing with during the month. But as the main, the center of the reading, that's what we have. Now, in the foundation, so the foundation of our reading is the Five of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, right? Much like we're an earth sign, so this is earth energy. And we know that earth energy has to do with everything that we can touch and feel, right? All of the tangible things, the material things in the earthly realm. So things such as, our work, our jobs, our money, business, things that we are able to buy, our homes, right? Our material possessions, like our cars, things that we can actually touch, right, in the physical realm. The Five of Pentacles is a card that is it represents a feeling of lack, right? So a lack of material prosperity, right? A lack of money. We see that there's a woman, right? There's the mother holding the child. And this card, it's very, it's a very bleak kind of setting here, because it's cold. They look cold. There's snow all around. The coins are sort of down here in the cold snow. But it's a card that, it does indicate sort of feeling alone, and, maybe having some type of financial insecurities, or, it could sometimes indicate a loss of a job. But even though the situation might appear, very bleak, and you might be very worried about whatever this lack of, a financial or material things, right, is, we see that they have each other. So there's love in this card. So they have the warmth, they have the love, they have the companionship of each other. So, materially, things might have been lacking, right? But on the emotional front, spiritually, right, and emotionally, they're very they're wealthy, right? So and this lack card is really, again, it's about how we perceive things, right? Because a lot of times when we go through financially difficult situations, we kind of we tend to look at it like, oh, this is awful. But it's important to remember that, we must always give thanks for what we have. And we know that there are always those who, probably will be very grateful to have what we have, and even though it might be difficult, we might not know how we're going to pay for the bills that month or whatever it is. We need to just kind of, shift the focus here and focus. You see around the woman and the child, even though this all looks very bleak, there's this warm glow around them, right? So focus on that and focus on the positive that you have in your life. Focus on the material, the spiritual blessings that you have in your life, right? And know that with the financial, it's temporary. We have it today. Just like we see up here, the Wheel of Fortune comes in, changes it around. So even though we might be lacking here, things can certainly turn around and quite quickly, and we will have it again. But the important thing is we always have this going on in the middle. We always have that spiritual and the emotional, the family connection here. In the past position, it looks as if, there have been quite a few Capricorns out there that might have been waiting on a decision about something, right? You might have been in this sort of holding pattern, right? Waiting for something to happen, maybe. And this could be in any different area of your life, right? Maybe you put a job application out there and you've been waiting and waiting to see if you're actually going to get called for an interview, right? Maybe you have been, you put an offer in on a house and you're waiting to see if, if the bank loan is going to come through or if you're going to get approved for it. So with this card, there is a definite sense of waiting and needing to wait, but there's also, it also tells us to, since it's a major arcana, this is, it's powerful energy coming in. This is divine energy. And it just says, surrender. So maybe in the past, we did surrender, right? We were forced to we allowed ourselves to really just let go, right? And instead of obsessing over when is it going to happen? And when am I going to find out? We allowed ourselves to see things from a different perspective, wait on whatever we're waiting on here, but trusting in the universe as we do this, right? In order to gain this new outlook on life, right? And we see that the man here, he's tied upside down from the tree, but he's only tied very loosely. He's shielding his eyes here, so like he can't see. But again, he could easily sort of wiggle free and fall down and run back here through this, through the light that's down below, but he doesn't. Because this time that he's taking out there, it's necessary for him to see things in a different light, right? To see things from a different point of view. So whatever in the past, you might have been waiting on, or, you took this time out, it was important. You needed to do that to gain a new perspective. What you have crowning you now is the Seven of Wands. And this is, Wands energy is fire energy. And this is the sort of the fearless warrior. So, the message from your higher self and what you have, on your mind is, you're ready for battle, right? And you're victorious in it, because you see here, the man, he's on top of this sort of, looks like what am I trying to say, like a mountain, or this, this peak here, right? This edge. And he's outnumbered, and he's surrounded by 6 wands, looking like, they're attacking him. But he actually has the advantage. He's above everybody else, right? He's positioned higher up than they are. He's on the back of the dragon. He has a shield, right? And he is ready to defend himself. So, this could be you feeling as if, even though you might have faced a lot of obstacles, right? Or you might be facing a lot of obstacles, or you might have been dealing with conflicts and struggles. You've managed to stand your ground, and you've managed to defend yourself, and you have the upper hand, right? And so you're sitting quite victoriously here, right? Trusting in the fact that, you were able to, through your insight, you see the dragon's tail, he has the also the crystal ball, right? Just like we see here with the High Priestess, you were able to use your insight and to stand your ground, and you were victorious, right? You were able to defend yourself with whatever this was. And I see this because coming up in the future we have the Six of Swords. So you're walking away, right? We see on the card the Six of Swords. It's generally a card that has to do with leaving one situation, usually a more kind of a more conflicting, or like a challenging sort of situation, right? In order to move into something that's calmer and it's going to be more fitting and better for you. The Six of Swords traditionally in the traditional tarot deck, you see the woman, she's in the boat, and the boat is actually sailing out of choppy waters into calmer, smoother waters. So it's that idea of you're leaving the bad times behind, the worst is sort of behind you, and now you're ready to to sail out into calmer waters, into a situation that's going to be more fulfilling and better suited for you, right? This is Swords energy, so it's again about how we think, right? It's our thoughts, and how our thoughts are very powerful, and how our thoughts sort of manifest in our daily lives, and thinking about the importance of keeping our thoughts positive. And you can see that he is, as bleak as the image looks here, and we have the ravens flying around, she is walking into the light here. So she is leaving behind whatever this was, right? And it is a card of transition. It's a definite card that shows this transition from moving away from something in the past that was not serving you anymore, and sort of anticipating and moving forward into this new phase, right? So into this new, whatever this new situation is. And whatever it is, you're feeling very confident. You're feeling very, sort of fired up and ready to go, and that you can take on the world. And we can see this with the overall energy for the month, as well as you in the reading, right? And the outbound energy, and kind of the crowning card. We have all of this is fire energy, these three, right? And then the major arcana card number 8, the strength card, we also see the lion on that card, just like we see the lion here, right? And it's the symbol of strength, right? It's the power, it's the fire, it's the feeling confident. So let me start off with you here. You appear as the Queen of Wands. And we know that with the court card, so we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands as the overall energy. Sometimes the court cards do appear as people in our lives, but I don't read it as people this month. I read this as you. This is really you feeling very powerful, feeling as though you can take on the world and beat the world. So you're feeling very confident. If it was a person, it would be this one would be an older female fire sign, and this would be an older male fire sign. As you have the king and the queen, it could be either. And as this is a general reading, we know that it's hard to sort of make it gender specific when it's a general reading. The Queen of Wands, so obviously they're similar energy, right? The wand suit in the tarot, it's a suit that deals with is very active, right? Very creative. It's this very determined energy, right? Strength, ambition, courage. And so having the queen, yes, she is all of those things, right? But she's also a very magnetic person, a very sort of warm person. People tend to flock to her. She's very caring, but she's not sort of overly emotional. She's strong. She's very capable. Usually she's somebody who's, she's tackling 20 million things at the same time. So she's a very busy person. So this could be just you during the month of November, being very busy, rushing around. This could be with work and, if you have children, with children, and your personal life and your career. So just doing many different things, but doing it well, right? She's somebody who's very capable of accomplishing whatever she sets her mind to. And she is also capable of inspiring other people, right? And with the King of Wands is the overall energy. Again, he's somebody who's highly creative, very ambitious, very bold, very charismatic, and he's a true leader, right? Again, we see the globes here, right? So this sort of crystal ball of intuition, using the intuition here, but he is very confident. And we can see, with the lion's face, I mean, the lion here is smiling, looking very sort of self-assured, looking very strong. So this is a true leader, somebody who has great vision, and is capable of, pretty much getting anything done that he needs to get done. He's a true force to be reckoned with. So that's what I'm saying. You are feeling as though you can take on the world this month, Capricorn. What you have going on around you is the Temperance card. So in your environment, we have Major Arcana, the Temperance card. And the Temperance card has to do with, waiting, right? With timing, divine timing. And it also has to do with balance. And since we have the Hangman in the past position, I would say that, there might have been some waiting involved with whatever it is that you are dealing with, and again, if this is, on the job front, possibly you've been waiting for the answer on something. It could be any other area of your life, but there's been some waiting involved, and there might still be, at least partly through the month of November, there still might be some waiting involved here. So things might be, you might start to see changes, but the full effect of the changes might not actually appear, might not actually manifest until, say, the month of December, or even into January. But this is on the way. So, and then as far as balance, I think we could also tie that here with the Devil card, right? And instead of giving in to or allowing yourself to be tied to these, these addictions or these toxic things, the Temperance card really speaks of the need to find balance in our life, right? So finding that perfect balance between many different things, right? So this could be through practicing moderation. This could be through many different things, but it's seeking balance, but also, the timing and the waiting and allowing divine timing to sort of guide you and allow things to appear when they're meant to appear, right? When it's divinely timed. What you have in your hopes and fears is the Wheel of Fortune. So you are ready for this change, right? You're walking away, you are ready to begin this new phase in your life, and you feel as though it's time, it's time for this to happen. And you have probably, many Capricorns out there have been through some difficult times, right? Things have not been easy. But just trust in the universe that, this is a very karmic card. So if you have been dealing with people who maybe, have done something to hurt you or, to harm you in any way, just trust in the universe. Karma has a way of coming back around. And we know that, sometimes we are down here. Other times the Wheel of Fortune spins and we can, things will move around. And for many people who might have done something, or for the people who might have done something to hurt us, and, maybe they've been on the upswing of this, well, this will change. So it's a definite, there's a definite tie to karma with this card, but it's more than anything, it's showing that, things are changing, changes in the air, new things are coming into your life. And how you leave the month of November is another, Major Arcana card, the Strength card. So this card is linked with the sign of Leo. And we see there's the lion on the card. And it's, much like the fiery energy of the King and Queen of Wands here. This is a card of you feeling, that you have all of the courage and the inner strength and, the patience and the confidence to pretty much get anything accomplished that you set your mind to. So, whatever new things are brought in with this Wheel of Fortune, right? Whatever new cycle begins, whatever changes come into your life, during the month of November, you are just confident, right? You are feeling very fiery, very enthusiastic, very confident that you will be victorious, right? You will be able to take on whatever this new situation is and really run with it, right? You will be successful. So I love that. This is a great month of November for us. Okay, let me read for the guidance cards. I usually just read from the guidebook. So we have, first of all, I'll read card number 23, which is Infinite Self. And I love this card. It's so beautiful. Beautiful teal colors on the card. And the sunflowers, of course, which is all about vibrance and life, right? And warmth, and the sun is all very positive, right? And of course, the butterflies representing rebirth and renewal, and this infinite, the never-ending sense of, in this card, the self. So it says, when I close my eyes and locate the still, quiet part of me, I enter a portal of infinite possibilities. All things, all potentials, all creativity exist in this inner space. Allowing myself to linger in this space without sliding into old thoughts about who I am or whether I am worthy, all this negative thinking right here, brings great relief, healing, and even feelings of bliss. I can let go for a moment and surrender, sensing that nothing and everything exists simultaneously. This is why moments of quiet stillness are so important for me. It is here that I find my infinite self-dwelling in the sweetness of this very moment. Very nice. And the last one, Trust, says, the earth can be a tricky place, but you have been given a tool to help you navigate through the murky waters, your intuition. We can see that here with the center of our reading, right? The High Priestess. You must learn to tell the difference between ego talk and soul talk, and then trust your soul. Once you get into the habit of following your intuition, you will come to practice that discernment externally. You will be able to know if a person or situation is trustworthy, but it all begins with listening to your inner voice. Exercise it like a muscle, and when you determine that it is always right, that wisdom will spread out and influence everything that you do. Decisions will seem easier. Your soul only wants what is best for you, and you must learn to trust it. So definitely for the month of November, listen to your inner voice. Tune in to to your intuition. Allow your intuition to guide you through the month. I think that's, we have that as the main message, and then it was echoed with this trust card. So listen to your intuition this month, and just know that the universe has your back here and is bringing many wonderful things in for you during the month of November, Capricorn. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I look forward to reading for you again next month. Be looking out for, around the middle of November, I'll put out the mid-monthly love and career readings. And I also post daily tarot snapshots, weekly, and extended weekend readings. So please do remember to subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when I post those. All right, well, I'm sending you much peace, love, and light, and hope that you have a wonderful month of November. Bye.